Hey everyone, welcome to Hanging with Uncle. I'm Gene, and let's get started. I want to preface this episode with something before we get started, and that is we are in like day 32, 33 of a government shutdown as of the recording of this particular episode. So I don't think that the government will be reopened by the time you see this. I don't think the government's going to open anytime soon. I would be surprised if it opened before Thanksgiving. But let's get into that because there's a lot of finger pointing going on about why the government is shut down, who's responsible for it. Meanwhile, people like you and me are paying the price for it. Now, I'm a retired civil servant. I have a pension, but I planned for that. I knew a long time ago that I wanted to retire, and I knew the safest, not the most lucrative, but the safest path was civil service. I don't make a lot of money. I have a roof over my head, and there's food in my fridge. I have my daily bread. I'm fine. But this message is going out for those that are not fine because the reason this government is shut down is over money. Period. It's over money. Now, Republicans control the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. This shutdown is totally 100% on them. Why they want to blame Democrats is just because they don't want to take responsibility for their failure or inability to govern because they cannot govern. How was the government shut down when you are behind the wheel of total control of the government and you want to blame it on somebody else when you're the one behind the wheel? Shut up. Well, in the Senate it takes 60 votes and Republicans only have 43, so it's the Democrats' fault because they won't pass enough to pass the bill. Well, let's see. What are they stopping? Let's look at that. I'm not looking at how government works. I know how government works. Let's look at why. Okay. So Republicans want to cut funding from the Affordable Care Act. So I guess I'm being conservative here. About 20 million Americans will be affected by this with their health care, especially if you get it from the marketplace. Because taking those subsidies away, you're going to say, well, we're not canceling their insurance. They still have insurance. But if you make it so that they can't afford it, you are responsible for making sure they don't have health care. So Republicans want to blame 7 Democrats in the Senate for the government shutdown because Democrats refuse to kick people off their health care. Now, how moronic of an argument is that? Okay? Again, if you treat people the way you want to be treated, you wouldn't be trying to kick them off their health care. You would be making it more affordable because you want to make it more affordable for yourself. But that's the issue. It's money and it's greed. And because of that, the SNAP benefits ran out as of November 1st. So people who need supplemental nutrition assistance are going to go hungry. Okay, and don't say, well, they need to get a job because that argument is full of shit. It holds no water. A lot of people on federal assistance, like we talked about the other day, work but just don't make enough money because of greed, because of profit margins. And again, I use McDonald's. This is the perfect example of this. Why are you trying to justify paying somebody a minimum wage when you're making billions of for-profit dollars? It's greed, pure and simple. So this shutdown, in my opinion, is not on Democrats. It is 100% on Republicans for their cruel and inhumane policies or actions they're taking toward American citizens. And I'm so sick of hearing the argument about how Democrats want to give free health care to illegal aliens. That's bullshit. Number one, there's no such thing as free health care. And number two, I don't want to give anybody free health care. It's not free. I pay for it with my taxes. You pay for it with your taxes. It's not free. Wake up. Stop looking at what's going on through a team lens, through a Republican lens or a Democratic lens, and look at it from the lens of the issues. Because when I look at the issues, to me, why would anyone support somebody getting kicked off their health care? Makes no sense to me. Why would somebody support taking food out of the mouths of hungry kids? That doesn't make sense to me. So Republicans, you're full of shit. And I'm registered no party preference. Again, I'm not a Democrat. I will never register as a Democrat again. I'm not a Republican because I'm not cruel and I want to see my fellow human beings actually prosper and do well. So that's just my opinion. I look at the issues. The issue is, do I want to see people kicked off health care? No. So I blame Republicans for even trying to. Do I want to see food taken off the table of poor working families? No. But I don't support Republicans because that's what they want to do. So let's talk about the government shutdown. If you want to point fingers at somebody, it's all on the Republican side of the aisle. Republicans own 100% of this mess, and they can't govern. I'll be voting Democrat, or I should say I will not be voting Republican in the midterms. It's not like I'm looking forward to voting for Democrats. I'm really looking forward to getting rid of Republicans. That's my thought. Would love to know what you think. Please leave them in the comment section below. I'm Gene. Thanks for hanging with Uncle, and I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you support taking care of our fellow human beings, because if you call yourself a Christian, that's exactly what Jesus called us to do. He didn't feed the people on the mount with 5 loaves and 2 fishes and say, okay, how much money do you have? All right? Think about it.